Atlantis and Today's Reincarnations, a journey through myths, history, and spirituality. Since ancient times, humanity has sought to understand the origins of its civilization, the meaning of life, and the mystery of existence. Among the most fascinating and symbolically rich myths is that of Atlantis, a legendary island that, according to the accounts of Plato and other ancient authors, represented an era of great prosperity, power, and knowledge. But what is true behind this legend? And how, if at all, does it connect to our current lives, reincarnations, and the possibility of having lived in different eras and places? Welcome to Infinite Return. Today we will explore the story of Atlantis, its mythological and historical origins, the theories that seek traces of it in the past, and its deeper spiritual meanings. Afterwards, we will delve into the topic of reincarnation, analyzing how many people today might be descendants or living memories of past lives on this legendary island or other lost civilizations. Through testimonies, spiritual studies, and esoteric theories, we aim to paint a complex and captivating picture of a journey through the past, present, and possible future. Before continuing this wonderful journey together, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment if you feel like it. Now, let's begin. Part 1. The Legend of Atlantis. The first known mention of Atlantis appears in Plato's dialogues Timaeus and Critias, written around 360 BC. According to these texts, Atlantis was a large and powerful island located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, modern-day Gibraltar, extending over a vast archipelago and possessing an advanced civilization. Plato describes Atlantis as an island rich in resources, ruled by a warrior nobility, and equipped with a social and technological organization superior to its time. In the Timaeus dialogue, Socrates recounts that Atlantis achieved an imposing hegemony in the Mediterranean and beyond, attempting to dominate the entire region. However, according to the story, the Atlantean civilization was ultimately punished by the gods, who submerged it in a single day and night of catastrophe, leaving traces of itself at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. For centuries, scholars have debated whether Atlantis was a real civilization or merely a philosophical allegory. Some believe that the myth may have arisen from collective memories of ancient civilizations that have vanished, such as Lemuria, or prehistoric cultures that went extinct, leaving unconscious traces in human culture. Among the more controversial theories is that of an ancient advanced civilization that might have existed in the Mediterranean or Atlantic about 12,000 years ago, during prehistoric times, or shortly after the end of the last ice age. Archaeologists and researchers have sought evidence of this civilization, but so far without definitive results. Some believe that the evidence of megalithic structures, like the pyramids of Giza or Göbekli Tepe's megaliths, could be remnants of knowledge originating from Atlantis or related civilizations. Recent astonishing discoveries beneath the pyramids of Giza seem to support this theory, revealing advanced technology and systems that, today, we no longer understand. Beyond historical interpretations, Atlantis also embodies an archetype of humanity, a place of knowledge, power, and, unfortunately, downfall and destruction. The legend invites us to reflect on the relationship between progress and responsibility, wisdom, and the risk of losing contact with divine or universal laws. In many esoteric and spiritual traditions, Atlantis is seen as a civilization that possessed advanced esoteric knowledge, possibly even extraterrestrial in origin, and that had developed capabilities for energetic and spiritual manipulation. Its fall symbolizes, therefore, the loss of this knowledge and the disconnection from cosmic harmony. Part 2. The disappearance of Atlantis and its spiritual significance. The story of Atlantis' destruction is not merely a tale of catastrophe, but also a lesson about the consequences of human arrogance, the thirst for power, and disconnection from universal laws. The loss of Atlantis symbolizes the risk of straying from balance among science, spirituality, and respect for nature. Many esotericists and spiritualists interpret this catastrophe as a metaphor for inner destruction that can occur when an individual strays from their truth and spiritual path. The story of Atlantis thus becomes a warning, a call to responsibility in safeguarding and spreading wisdom and universal love. According to some spiritual theories, Atlantis was not only a historical reality, but also a dimension of consciousness and energy. Its civilization would have possessed spiritual and quantum knowledge that allowed manipulation of subtle energies, telepathic communication, and access to higher consciousness levels. Some believe that the souls who lived in Atlantis chose to reincarnate over centuries, carrying fragments of that knowledge and experience. The destruction of Atlantis would then also represent the loss of a universal spiritual heritage, which manifests today as memories, intuitions, and latent abilities in certain individuals. Part 3. Reincarnations of Atlantis in today's world. Reincarnation is a concept present in many spiritual and religious traditions, such as Hinduism, Buddhism, Santism, and also in some Western esoteric currents. It suggests that after physical death, the soul is reborn into a new body to continue its spiritual evolution. According to this view, many people today could be reincarnations of souls who lived in Atlantis or similar civilizations, bringing with them memories, skills, and knowledge acquired in past lives. These memories often manifest as intuitions, recurring dreams, déjà vu sensations, or innate abilities in fields like spirituality, medicine, art, or technology. Numerous spiritual researchers, hypnotists, and mediums claim to have identified cases of individuals who recall details of Atlantis or ancient civilizations through past life regression techniques. Among these are cases of visions of underwater cities, advanced technology, or catastrophic events linked to an ancient civilization. A famous example is recurring dreams of stone cities with impossible architecture and complex geometric symbols, which appear in dreams across different ages and cultures. These dreams are interpreted by some as memories of past lives in Atlantis, stored in the subconscious mind. Mainstream science remains skeptical about concrete evidence of reincarnation, but many spiritual and psychological disciplines continue exploring this field. Theories of molecular memories and subtle energies suggest that traces of past lives could be stored in DNA, in the individual's energy field, or in humanity's collective memory. Furthermore, regression and hypnotic regression studies have shown that some people can access memories of past lives, often accompanied by intense emotions and vivid details. Although these memories are not always historically verifiable, many consider them evidence of an immortal soul passing through multiple incarnations. Characteristics of those who might be reincarnations of Atlantis include acute sensitivity to subtle energies and spirituality, developed or latent intuitive or extrasensory abilities, strong sensations of déjà vu or a sense of belonging to another time or place, deep interest in esoteric knowledge, meditation, and energy techniques, recurring dreams or memories of cities, symbols, and environments linked to ancient civilizations. Part 4. The connection between past and present. The role of souls and spiritual awakening. According to many spiritual schools, the soul undergoes multiple lives to learn, evolve, and return to unity with the divine. Atlantis represents an important chapter in this journey, an experience of great power and crisis that has left deep marks on humanity's spiritual DNA. Today's spiritual awakening can be seen as a return of consciousness to a higher awareness, a recovery of dormant knowledge and abilities, and an effort to rebuild lost harmony. Many believe some souls have arrived in this era with the mission to repair past damages, bring light and wisdom, and help humanity evolve toward a new era of awareness. Certain places on Earth, such as the pyramids, Stonehenge, sacred mountains, and other energy sites, are considered power points that hold memories of ancient civilizations and Atlantis. Through meditation, rituals, and spiritual practices, it is possible to activate these memories and facilitate the awakening of hidden knowledge. Working with the energies of these sites can help incarnated souls connect with their Atlantean roots, rediscovering healing abilities, communication with subtle energies, and access to higher knowledge. The legend of Atlantis is not only a story of vanished civilizations, but also a symbol of our quest for truth, wisdom, and spiritual evolution. Testimonies of reincarnations, dreams, intuitions, and inexplicable abilities suggest that many of us carry fragments of that lost civilization, seeds of knowledge and potential still unexplored. The journey between past and present invites us to reflect on our responsibility as incarnated souls, on the need to rediscover our connection with universal laws, and to work toward the awakening of collective consciousness. Atlantis thus becomes an icon of hope and opportunity, a reminder of what we have been and what we can still become. Have you ever heard of the reincarnation of Atlanteans? Do you also believe that Atlantis is only a myth, or do you think it truly existed? Did you find yourself in this video? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this topic, subscribe to my channel to continue discovering together the fascinating facets of reincarnation and past lives. Thank you so much from Infinite Return.